My name is Thomas Ackerman, and I'm going to review a show that I have prepared on the wall behind me. I'm going to walk through it, and it is a presentation that I'm making of this work. I prefer to do it this way because it gives a context of size and scale of what it is that I'm presenting to you. And I want to start. This is called the Apostle Astronauts. It's a series of 12 paintings based on the astronauts that landed on the moon over a period of 2 or 3 years. There were 6 missions. Originally there were 8 missions. 1 was scrapped, or even 9 missions. 2 were scrapped, and of course Apollo 13 never reached the moon. So there were 6 missions that actually landed 2 astronauts on the moon, and that is the series. So 6 meaning 2 landed is 12, and actually my wife said that sounds like a bunch of apostles. Well, interestingly, that's what they are. They're my apostles, the astronaut apostles, and this series begins, and if you see, you can probably zoom in on some of these. You can see images at the in the visors. Each visor has an image. In the first one, there is the birth of a baby. The second one is a zeppelin. The third is the Trojan horse, and so on and so on. It's the nuclear explosion. And each of these astronauts has an astronaut name. Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, Cernan, Schmidt, Duke. These are all named after the astronauts, and of course the apostles, Matthew, Luke, John, Simon Peter. And this is a series of 12 images based on the astronauts and the apostles. And what is important for me in these paintings is the fact that they have a unique way of, a technique that is quite unique to my process. And these were the origin of a technique that I developed probably about in 2007, 2008, which is when they were done. It started somewhat before that time in 2004 in a show that I did called the Playing Cards, and they used a particular process of taking imprints off another image. So these astronauts actually have their root, their source is in an actual painting that is quite often a bit larger. That is a painting in itself, which is part of this show, but separate. So the process that I used in this is taking acrylic paints on paper and mounting that paper on canvas, and then taking the imprint off another painting, an oil painting. So there's oil and acrylic on paper, mounted on canvas, life size. They're 42 inches by 80 inches tall, and except for the one on this side, which is what I call the Simon Peter. If you follow me around, put the image over here. This, do you have this here? You see this image here, which is taller because it's the original. It's the first one I did, and he's taller. He's Simon Peter, and he obviously has the Jesus image on the surface of the moon. He's encountering Jesus as he is walking on the moon, and it's also Neil Armstrong, the first one to land on the moon. And part of this whole series also is somewhat political for me, in the sense that there has been some controversy about whether or not astronauts actually went to the moon. And it's a question. It's something that, if you see, for example, the images, here's one with the Beatles walking across on Abbey Road. It is a terrestrial show. It's not an extraterrestrial show, as in a lunar event. These are events that are happening on Earth. So there's a lot of layers of explanation and depth to this show based on the reflections in the visor. Judas, for example, which is, I believe, I think it was Cernan, and you have the gates of what I call the gates of hell, and it's the entrance to Auschwitz. And interestingly, the writing is reversed. So obviously when you have a reflection off something, it's reversed, which is also another level of dealing with art, that you're dealing with the an idea that incorporates some version of illusion, that you're dealing with illusion. The art is an illusion. It's a two-dimensional surface reflecting a three-dimensional reality. And of course, these things are dealt with in all time periods, from the cave art to the medievals, to the Renaissance, to the moderns. These ideas are all encapsulated in this work. So there is a range of awareness and consciousness in all of this work that deals with an entire span of history, which is also the iconic images in the visors. Columbus, the Nina Pinta, and the Santa Maria image in the visor. So the atom bomb in the visor. These are iconic images that I deal with and reflect an entire art history, and I think that should help give you an idea.